Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello students, how are you all? Are you preparing at home with the given videos and the given materials? So my dear students, first of all I want to tell you that please update yourself with the given YouTube channel, that is the Golden Flower Palia. The more and more videos you can see here and you can study very well. And please share this channel with your friends so that they can also have proper study in this lockdown period. As well as the normal classes will resume, then you will get the proper study and you can get the good marks in your academic session 2020 and 21. Now my dear students, today I am here with the fourth lecture of the class 11th biology, that is the diversity in living world. Chapter we have started in the last 2 or 3 videos, that is the diversity in living world. We were studying the different kinds of the diversity, different kinds of the organisms present around us, what are the characteristics of that. So my dear students, in the last video we have started the taxonomical hierarchy. This is the topic in the last video. This was the topic in the last video which we have started, that is the taxonomical hierarchy. In this we have to follow the 7 steps: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. As I told you in the last video that any organism has to follow these same 7 steps. We have to classify, we have to give the classification to them, then we have to follow the same 7 steps. In the last video I have given you the classification of human, the classification of lion, the classification of leopard. So what are these? These are the process of classifying any organism. As I told you in the previous video, species is the smallest group of organisms, similar or closely related organisms which can interbreed. Genus is the group of species, family is the group of genus, order is the group of family, classes is the group of order, phylum is the group of classes, and kingdom is the group of phylum. And kingdom is the broadest, largest group of organism on the earth. As in the class 9th you have studied that organisms are classified into the 5 kingdom: kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia. In the last video I have given you the one instruction that please have the one reading of the class 9th chapter, then come on this chapter of class 11th, because that chapter will help you very much in the study of the class 11th. Now these kingdom, just for example, kingdoms are dividing into the many phylums. For example, kingdom Animalia divided into 11 to 12 phylums. Then each and every phylum is divided into order, class, then classes are divided into order, then orders are divided into family. But this classification, a broad classification, you don't have to study. You have to study the little bit that how the organisms are classified. So on the basis of their characters, we have to give the particular classification. So my dear students, being a class 11th biology student, you have to learn the different scientific names of the different organisms. Like for example, mango, scientific name is Mangifera indica. Wheat, Triticum aestivum. Rice, onion, Allium cepa. For example, cockroach, Periplaneta americana. Then after that, Taenia solium, it is the tapeworm. Then after that, many more examples I can tell you, but you have to make proper study. You have to learn proper scientific names. And if you want to learn that all 50, 100 learn scientific name you can learn in a one day, no, it is not possible. You have to learn 1 or 2, 3 per day. Make the habits of the learning of the scientific name of the organism, animals and plants in your daily life, so that you will become aware with the class 11th study. Now come on the next topic, Today I will tell you the taxonomical hierarchy again, then after that I will start the next topic. This is the classification which is written here. I have taken an example of the cockroach, and from the plants I have taken an example of weed. You know very well, cockroach is an animal, so its kingdom will be Animalia. Second one, phylum. You know very well in the class 9th that in class 9th the different kingdom Animalia are divided into the different phylums. Like first phylum is the Porifera, then after that Platyhelminthes, Nematohelminthes, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Annelida, Echinodermata, Chordata, and then Chordata is divided into the subphylums and the groups, classes. So, phylum Arthropoda, it is an insect. All kinds of the insects are grouped into the phylum Arthropoda, like honeybee, housefly, mosquito, bedbug, lice, and all kind of the insect whatever you are observing in your surrounding. So, its phylum is the Arthropoda, class Insecta because it is an insect, order Dictyoptera. So now the students, you will be curious that you have to learn these order. The different orders are given of the different phylums. So I am telling you that you don't have to learn the order's name, but particular organism which you are giving the classification. So that particular organism order family you have to understand. So its order is Dictyoptera, family is Blattidae, genus is called Periplaneta, and species is called Americana. Now this is the classification of Indian cockroach. This is the classification of Indian species of cockroach. Now one more thing, whenever you will write the genus and species name, then genus name you have to write with capital letter. I will tell you in the next topic. Second one, species name is always written with the small letter, and both names should be underlined separately. So if anyone asks to you that what is the scientific name of cockroach, except these all things, you can tell Periplaneta americana is the scientific name of the cockroach. Just like in the last video we have discussed, the scientific name of the human is Homo sapiens. Now second one, from the plant category I have taken an example of the weed. This is the classification of the weed plant. You know very well, weed is a plant, so kingdom will be Plantae. Division will be Angiospermae. In class 9th you have studied that, and in Plantae. The plants are categorized into the two groups, that is division. In the last video I told you, if we are classifying the animal, then we will write phylum. If we are classifying any plant, then we will write division. For example, division Angiospermae, class Monocotyledon. Monocotyledon means because in the seeds of wheat only one cotyledon is present, so that is why they are called monocotyledons, and the class is called Monocotyledon. Order Poles, family Gramineae. Another name of the Gramineae is Poaceae. So Gramineae is the family of the plant. Whenever we will discuss the detailed form of the kingdom Plantae, then you will become aware. Now its genus is the Triticum and species is Aestivum. As I told you, whenever you are writing the genus name and scientific name, then genus name must be with the capital letter and species name must be with the small letter, and both should be underlined separately. So my dear students, I am not giving you the classifications of the many plants and animals. What you have to do, you have to make the proper habitual practice by one, right? In a one day you don't have to learn the all classification of the all animals, and there is classification. The main motto of this topic is that you can understand that how the classification is giving to the plants and animals or microbe. If we are classifying any microbe, any fungus, then the method will be similar. Is it clear? I hope this topic is clear to you. Come on the next topic. So dear students, next topic is the nomenclature. This is the next topic of the same chapter, that is the biodiversity or diversity in living world. That is called the different kinds of the organism present around us. In the last topic we have discussed about the taxonomical hierarchy. In that what we have studied that how the organism have to classify and what is the procedure to classify an organism. So my dear student, today nice topic is that nomenclature, as it is by name, to provide the name of an organism. To provide the name to an organism, doesn't matter that is a plant, animal, microbe or human being. So provide the scientific to provide the name, that is called the nomenclature. Because in the first definition of this chapter, taxonomy, we have studied the identification, nomenclature and classification is called taxonomy. So classification we have studied. Now we are studying the nomenclature. Then how the organism are given the name. How we have to give the names to the organism. So my dear students, as you know very well, the nomenclatures are divided into the two parts, common or vernacular names. Common or vernacular names. Second one is the scientific or biological names. What are the common or vernacular names? Common or vernacular names means which are given by the local society or area to area. These names can change according to the language, according to the area, according to the place, according to the country, whatever you want to say. So these names of organisms are restricted to a particular region or area. And what is the definition of this name? The definition of this nomenclature is the names which are provided by the society or the peoples. That is called the nomenclature or common name or vernacular name or vernacular nomenclature. Now this is the scientific or biological name. This scientific and biological names are given by the scientists which are universally accepted. They will not change according to the area means whenever we will study an organism in one country or in another country, the biological or scientific name will remain same, that we will discuss in the next video. Now these are the common or vernacular name given by the society, given by particular organism. These names are restricted to a particular area means they will change when we will change from place to place. For example, now this is the advantage of the common name. What is the advantage of the common names? Easy to learn. These names are very easy to learn. So commonly in our local society, these names are mostly accepted and mostly followed by the different peoples. Now, what are the drawbacks of this classification or this nomenclature? Are common name or vernacular name? First one is drawback is multiplicity. Means there are the many names of one organism. There may be many names of one organism, and that names can change according to the country or according to the language, according to the place. For example, onion in called English. Pyaz is called Hindi and Bengali. Onion in Hindi or Bengali is called Pyaz. Tamil language it is called Vengayam. Kannada language it is called Iruli. And scientifically it is called Allium. But this scientific name will not change. So all the conclusion of this is ka Allium. Allium name is given to the onion, that will be universally accepted. So this is the one important major drawback, that multiplicity of the names. Multiplicity of names means one organism name will differ by names in different areas in different countries. Second drawback of this common name or vernacular name is ambiguity. Ambiguity means Here you can see here one organism is identified by the different names in different countries. Ambiguity means different organisms are identified by single name. जब एक ही ऑर्गेनिज्म कई नाम से जाना जाता है तब उसे मल्टीप्लिसिटी कहते हैं. मल्टीप्लिसिटी मीन्स आइडेंटिफाइड बाय द मैनी नेम्स. एम्बिग्यूटी मीन्स डिफरेंट एनिमल्स आर कंक्लूडेड इन वन. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल चिरी. चिरी मीन्स बर्ड्स. चिरी मीन्स बर्ड्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल different kinds of the words you can look at yourself. In your surrounding you can see the all kinds of the words are included in words. All kinds of the apes are included in birds. So ambiguity means whenever the many animals are identified by single name, like chiri. In chiri means chidiya. Chidiya means different kinds of the birds are included. Now next one is the misleading. Misleading means confusable words, confusable names. For example jellyfish. For example cuttlefish. For example starfish. For example silverfish. For example silverfish. These are the common names: jellyfish, cuttlefish, starfish, silverfish. So by the name what you are feeling that these are the names of fish, but these are not fish. These are not actual or true fish, but any and how these names are given to these animals. Starfish is an echinodermate which follow the phylum of Echinodermata due to the presence of spines on their body. Silverfish, it is an animal belonging to the phylum Arthropoda. Jellyfish, it is an animal belonging to the phylum Coelenterata. So what you can see, these all animals are belonging to the different groups, but by the names they are misleading that they are the animals of same group. So this is the very important drawback of the common name or vernacular name, that they are having misleading or confusable names. Now second one and last one drawback of this common name or vernacular name, that is the lack of uniformity. Lack of uniformity means there is no uniformity in the names of organisms. The different organisms are calling by the different names, are identified by the different names in the different countries, different places, different areas, by different persons, by different language. So my dear students, the next topic of the nomenclature is the scientific name or biological name. How and we have to give the biological name or scientific name, and who has proposed the biological name or biological classification of an organism. So we will study in the next video. For the today's, this is the topic, and I hope this topic is clear to you. And for the more study, please have the proper notes, proper revision with the given material. God bless you.
Do self-study at home and stay home, save lives. Thank you very much.